With Perfect Match coming out in just 3 weeks, April 7th, for those of you not in the know, I figured I'd do another little quick reading from a little blurb in the book. Now, Olivia is taking Hunter on different kinds of dates. They're fake dates, just to see how he interacts and how he manages to get through a date. Because all the women she's set him up with have said he's boring, dull, and there's no spark. And Olivia thinks there's definitely spark there. So she takes him to a monthly book meeting at a local bookstore called The Good Book. The owner of the bookstore is Trixie. Trixie's a little flirty, and Hunter's not the flirty kind. So, come on. Liv took his arm and pulled him toward the area set up for the event. Let me introduce you to Trixie. A group of about 10 people were milling around an oblong table set off in one corner of the space in the fiction section. Hunter noticed the open bottles of wine and the 2 charcuterie boards on the table, one of raw vegetables arranged in a faux floral display, the other various cheeses and fruits in the same design, just different colors and tastes. Trixie. Olivia hugged a small, bird-like woman who looked to be in her mid to late 30s. Waist-length, vibrant red hair curled in a wild chaos around her face, with the pale skin common to natural redheads. A pair of piercing blue eyes honed in on him while she returned Liv's embrace. The look was entirely too focused and predatory. A shudder zipped down his spine. When Olivia turned to introduce him, he had a fleeting thought to run. The good manners his grandparents and parents had drilled into him as a child bled through, and he took the woman's hand and tried not to wince, tried to hide his wince, when she grabbed it with a great deal of enthusiasm and pulled him in closer. I've heard about you from several townspeople you've treated. You've made quite the impression on the populace. He had to physically prevent himself from shaking some blood back into his hand once she let it go. I hope in a good way, he said, his gaze tripping to Olivia, who was greeting several people milling around the food table. Trixie let loose with a laugh that had his mind thinking of foghorns and ships abandoned at sea. Oh, my goodness, yes! She moved in closer, forcing Hunter to take a step back so their bodies wouldn't touch. I hear such glowing things about you, how kind you are, that you take your time with people, that you really listen. Such wonderful qualities in a doctor. When she actually batted her eyes at him, he felt sweat drip down his back, and in a man. My ex-husband, her smile turned into a pout, had none of those qualities, which is now why he's my ex. More batting. Oh, good Lord. He glanced over her shoulder without replying, searching for Olivia, his lifeline. She was talking with a couple, the woman heavily pregnant, the man with his arms swung protectively over her shoulders. Why, oh, why had he agreed to come here tonight? It was his first night off call in 3 days. He should be home doing something like sleeping. But when Olivia called and told him, not asked him, mind you, but told him, point blank, that they were going to this event, he hadn't resisted. Resisted? It had never even been a thought. He'd asked what time he should pick her up and what he should wear. He knew in his soul this was another of her attempts to figure out what was preventing him from making a successful match. It certainly wasn't for lack of trying on his part, he thought. Or truthfully hers. And that's it. The rest of the scene is about Trixie being more batting, and at one point he even thinks she needs an ophthalmologist, like she's got something chronic caught in her eye. But that's Perfect Match. Olivia and Hunter's story. Tagline is, has Heaven's Matchmaker finally met her own match? Out on April 7th. You can get it from me or you can get it from Amazon. If you're boycotting Amazon, you can get it from me. Hope that was good. Have some fun today, people. Read. It's good for your soul.